Cinderella, read by my own self. Once upon a time, there was a kind girl called Ella, who lived with her evil stepmother and 2 stepsisters. Forced to wear rags and be their servant, she swept, scrubbed, fetched and carried, cooking and cleaning from daybreak to dusk. I'm filling up. So sad, this one. With so little rest, she slept near the fire and so became known as Cinderella. Despite such cruelty, Cinders never raised her voice, and for this Buttons loved her. Oh, that's me, Buttons. Oh. Buttons, her only friend in the world, was a lowly page. Lowly page? Oh, there's more. Was exceedingly handsome, heroic, gorgeous, and most definitely the intellectual heavyweight of the piece. Yes, sir. Says so right here. See? Anywho, one day, invitations to all the ladies of the land arrived from the prince who sought a bride. A royal ball at the palace. The ugly sisters were so excited. I am so excited, he will choose me. No, Gertie, said Griselda. He has a taste and refinery. He will choose moi. Stepmother asked Cinderella, will I be able to go to the ball? Of course you can go, Cinderella, once you've finished making ball gowns for my daughters. After her chores, Cinderella worked through the night, measuring and cutting, stitching and sewing 2 beautiful dresses worthy of princesses. Buttons, too, sat with her all night helping. Well, not so much. The evening of the ball arrived, but so angry to see how beautiful Cinderella looked, they tore her dress and left without her. Buttons tried to cheer her up, but his jokes, songs and shadow hand puppets weren't fully appreciated. Her dress in ruins, Cinders wept. I wish I could go to the ball. Suddenly, sparks, smoke and a musical sting, and there appeared her fairy godmother. Ooh. Do not cry, my child, you shall go to the ball. Fetch a pumpkin, 6 mice and a rat. Duly gathered all together, FG waved her wand and pring, poof. There appeared a carriage, 6 horses and a footman. Oh, sorry, my dear, almost forgot. Face the mirror, pring, poof. Cinderella gazed awestruck. There she stood, in a magical sparkling ball gown and a pair of glass slippers. Cinderella said, nice. Oh, and thank you. Now remember, when the clock strikes midnight, this magical spell will be broken and all shall return to rags. I understand, she beamed as she was whisked away to the ball. Every head turned as Cinderella entered the ball. The prince's heart leapt at the sight of the unknown beauty with the warm, glowing smile. He was captivated. Milady, said the prince, bowing deeply, would you be so good as to take my first dance? Where to? Said Cinders. No, she didn't. She didn't say that. She said yes. Dancing, laughing, talking, time happily spent, quickly ticked by. 9 o'clock, 9:01, 9:02, 9:03, 11:58, 11:59. The clock began to strike midnight. I must go. And she rushed from the palace, leaving in her haste a glass slipper. Racing down the castle stairs, no coach was waiting. Only a pumpkin and a long walk home. Some days later, Buttons answered the door to a tall, dark, handsome stranger, much like myself. "Hello, I'm the prince, and I'm looking to marry the girl who fits this shoe." "Oh, well, good luck," said Buttons, and slammed the door in his face. "Who was that?" demanded the Uglies. "Oh," said Buttons, "Prince with a shoe. Anybody who fits it, he'll marry." "What?" shrieked the Uglies. Some time later, the prince stood before them. "I'm visiting every house in the land looking to marry the girl whose foot fits this slipper." "Me first," said Griselda, thrusting out her foot. The smell, was so bad you could taste it, and her foot so large she could barely squeeze her toe in. "Pretty close." No," said the prince. "My turn," snapped Gertrude, ramming her foot in the slipper. "Buttons, help me, push." "It's no good, it's too tight," said Buttons, straining. "Try it with the tongue out." "It's no good, it's so too tight." "Anybody else?" said a weary prince. As Cinderella stepped forward, their eyes locked, and the prince knew. He gently slid the slipper on her foot, and it fitted perfectly. "But I am but a servant girl," said Cinderella. But the prince saw not the cinders and ashes, just the face of the girl he loved. So Cinderella and her prince were married. Her stepmother and her stepsisters were forgiven, and they all lived happily ever after. The end. Where did I put them tissues? Oh. So, what have we learned today? Humility and courage can reap rewards, though it does help if you have your own fairy godmother. And kindness towards others, including your brothers and sisters. But just a thought. If Cinderella's shoe fits perfectly, why did it fall off? Goodbye!